Hello everyone, GoldenHawk here, and I know I posted I'd just be doing a live soon. I put up a piece from the Catholic Archbishop of Toledo a little bit ago, and that was from the end of December. I think it was like the 27th. And I've got a lot of people out there who I know are dealing with a lot of strange waves of emotions. They aren't feelings, they're emotions. They're chemical based, it seems. And I try to make sure that there's a separation, the separation that actually exists between feelings and emotions when I speak. But it's very important, first of all, that everyone, as many people as possible, understand that the effects that are coming from the eclipse, the total eclipse, and it's a Leo Aquarius eclipse, are very powerful. They actually started rippling through about a month ago. They have to do with the photon band that we're in. They have to do with Leo and Aquarius and those energies. They also have to do with the end of Pisces, because we are still integrating the very beginning of the integration, the first decan, the mutable piece of Pisces into Aquarius. And that has to do with institutions. It has to do with hidden things. It has to do with karma. And Aquarius has to do with the waves that things are coming on. And it has to do with large groups. It has to do with enlightenment. And this is going to be huge. It is a cellular level enlightenment. And a need to understand that the Catholic Church is the parent church of Christianity. So, unless you come from a Buddhist lineage, or, well, even an Islamic and Muslim lineage is connected to the people of the book, and Catholicism deeply affects all of this, and it triggers ancestral pieces inside of us, even if we haven't heard that it's happening. Just like you haven't heard that a big humongous iceberg has dropped off, Antarctica, it doesn't mean that it's not going to affect you. That iceberg coming out into the ocean, the melt, it's a global effect. It's a global effect with the waters. And this piece with the Catholic Church, and this is coming to light, we're coming to understand and realize this is a global effect. And as it's spread further and further from Catholic to Catholic, from friend to friend, it gets greater and greater and larger. And it's really, well, hit the tip of the iceberg of the institutional revelations that are going to be happening. And they're going to be happening more and more. We're dealing it with the thing they call our president right now. I'm not political. I'm not going to get into it. I have my own viewpoint of that from a non-political standpoint. But it's very much revealing the diseases in the institutions in this country. And now the Catholic Church has revealed its misogynistic roots and is cracking down on the fact that women are still to be slaves. And it's pushing a lot of buttons. It's pushing deep buttons You may not know what it's coming from. There's a lot of other pieces that are going on right now that are triggering ancestral pieces. And they are coming up, and you don't know why you're angry. You don't know why you're sad. You're chemically detoxing on parts and pieces of this so that you can do ancestral healings and ancestral clearings. And I really do suggest going to someone that knows what they're doing with that. But you can work alone. You can use drumming. You can use the solfeggios. You can go into this at quiet moments. Where is the anger coming from? Where is the sadness coming from? Why am I massively sensitive right now? Does it have to do with the fact of where your people came from? Because for a very long period, everyone in what was considered the civilized world had to be Catholic or die. Very simple. And when they first came here, the Hispanic people, the Latins, when they came here and killed millions and millions of Native Americans, North Americans, Central Americans, when they moved through, they brought in the Catholic Church. And most of the slaves that were brought over here were totally steeped and indoctrinized into Catholicism. Most of the other religions who sprang from the Catholic Church weren't holding slaves. Not very many of them. It went against their edicts. But it's pushing all of these triggers, all of these buttons. And as we come into integrating free will, and we come into points where we are actually trying to know what our feelings are, trying to understand the emotional chemicals that are brought up, trying to not be overwhelmed by those chemicals. So many people are addicted to those chemicals. It's way worse than any drug addictions that we have out there. The emotional addiction usually comes first and drug addictions follow. We're going to be dealing with all of this, and it's going to get more and more intense, and more pieces are going to be triggered. And you're going to find that the old stuff definitely is affecting the patterns that you're living in your life right now. You are made of stardust. You're also made of the soil of this earth, and you're made of energy patterns that are connected into your ancestors. The DNA, which goes all the way up from, well, the main position is 70, where sound, light, exchanges, and patterns. It comes from 8D, where the wave of creation, chaos to order, moves from. And this is going to go very, very deep. From the way I look at things, you not only chose to be here now, but you lived lifetimes and have ancestral connections that made it important for you to be here now. That you would be able to possibly come forth, face down the challenges of change, of alchemization, of awakening pieces, and you would be able to start actually creating your own new life, creating home where you live, becoming authentic to yourself, and moving through your journey that is not just for you, but for your ancestors as well as your descendants. I will be speaking directly to the eclipse over the next couple days, And I personally will be holding ceremony for the eclipse. I'm an eclipse baby. That means that in my birth chart, my exact point of ascent and descent is on an eclipse. The point of descent is on a very powerful Leo Aquarius eclipse. It's why I came here. My ascent is directly on a Leo eclipse that happened right after I was born. And our ascent and descent is not necessarily close to our sun signs. My north node and south nodes are aligned with these eclipse points. And I came here with the information of Aquarius, my south node. It is what I understood, it is what I knew, it was how I lived. I came here with the north node being what we came here to do. I came here with my north node on Leo. I came here to return the very, very ancient pieces into the structure for the age of Aquarius. Noblesse oblige, the noble obligation. And that's what I'll be speaking to about the eclipse, because it is going to awake a nobility within us. Hopefully align it to a nobility, a noble obligation to self. What we've seen as royals and nobles here in our history does not align with what was brought in during the age of Leo, the Golden Age. But that is being triggered. The truth, the noble obligation. And I hope that you'll join me on another live. I will be posting a little paper on the eclipse. And I have a few astrologers that I like to work with, but I am going to be bringing in, I'm going to be putting up a subscription plan. I'm going to be bringing in an astrologer who's going to be working with us for the lunar shifts throughout the month, and a whole lot more. I love you all. It's why I'm here, and I know a lot of people aren't catching me live. That's okay. I hope some of you get to it later and share it, because this is really important information. Blessings to you all. Neferka. And I'll be back.